Over 5,000 years ago, a kingdom was born along the river Nile in Africa called Egypt. This kingdom would change the world as we know it forever. It started out as two kingdoms, one in the north called Upper Egypt and one in the south called Lower Egypt. They would eventually merge into one country under a leader called Pharaoh, who considered himself a god king. The history of the kingdom could be divided into 7 periods, the most prominent of which are the Old Kingdom, which lasted 900 years and was an age where most of the pyramids were built. The Middle Kingdom, which lasted 920 years, when its capital, which was at Memphis in the north, moved to Thebes in the south. However, because of civil unrest against Pharaoh, towards the end of this period, the kingdom fell to foreign invaders called Hyksos. And the New Kingdom, which lasted 420 years, when by using new military skills, bronze weapons, and horse-drawn chariots, learned from the very same invaders, Egypt was able to expel the Hyksos and restored some of its former glory. Did you know the building measurements on the pyramids were so precise and the stone slabs fit so snugly side by side that a hair cannot be pushed into the joints between them? They were also a society which worshipped many gods, such as Isis, a goddess of maternity, love, and birth; Osiris, a god of fertility and architecture; and Ra, a creator deity who gave life to everyone and resurrected the dead, to name a few. This progressive society would also produce its first female pharaoh, named Hatshepsut, in later periods. She would often dress like a man in public and wear a false beard. Among the many medical discoveries this civilization produced were the first surgeries in which drugs were used as anesthetics. They were the first to treat spinal injuries and broken bones with the use of splints, bandages, and compresses. The Egyptians were also the first to sew up cuts or wounds on the human body, and they even had treatments for indigestion and hair loss. Did you know the Egyptians were the first to use pen and paper? They used a paper made from the papyrus reed, which grew up in the region, and from which the word paper comes. They introduced the world of geometry, which was to be used for building and surveying, in addition to inventing the decimal system. And they even used a 12-month calendar of 365 days based on the movement of the sun. The Egyptian society itself was shaped by a rigid caste system, with Pharaoh at the top, followed by government officials, then soldiers, scribes, and so forth and so on, down to the slaves at the bottom. Cats were also an important animal to the people in ancient Egypt. They were praised for their natural ability to catch mice and snakes, which protected the stored grain from these pests. It was even considered a death sentence if a cat was killed accidentally. There is still so much to learn from this civilization, whose culture will be marveled at and written about till the end of time.